Hey YouTube, this is ThreatCon117 bringing you a update. It is currently the 31st of May, and I'm giving you an update to my 6am deck list. Here we go. 1, 2, 3 Kazans, 3 Mushas, 2 Elders, 2 Grandmasters, 1 Hand the 6, 1 Sanji, 1 Kageki, 1 Spirit. Moving on to spells. 1 Rhoda, 2 Smoke Signals, 2 Asceticisms, 1 Gateway, 2 Dojos, 3 Uniteds, Monster Reborn, 2 MSTs, and your 1 Dark Hole. Traps. 1 Double-Edged Sword Technique, Solemn Judgment, Mirror Force, Mazakane Magatama times 2, Solemn Warning times 2, Chain Disappearance times 2, Phoenix Chain times 2. The extra deck, we got a Leviathan Dragon, Utopia, Roach, Shien, Catastor, Beast, Bark, Ryo, Landoys, Black Rose, Stardust, Scrap, Thought Roller, Mistworm, Ally Justice Decisive Armor. For the side deck, got an extra hand, Maxi, Nishi, 2 Dimensional Fissures, 2 Torrential Tributes, 2 Dimensional Slice, 2 Different Dimension Ground, 2 Bottomless Trap Holes, and 2 Guard of the Warlords. The reason why I have some of these tech choices, like for the side deck, you go into the side deck and you see the Different Dimension Grounds tech choice for side deck, and the same with the Different Dimension Slice, and then the 2 Torrential Tributes. 2 Torrential Tributes. I did not main deck 1 or 2, just for a fact. I wanted to fit the Phoenix Chains in the deck for main, and I didn't want to get rid of the Chain Disappearances. I've been playing with Chain Disappearances in the deck for about 6 months now, and due to the fact I refuse to play Effect Failures, I finally bought the Battle Pack, and I ended up pulling 2 Phoenix Chains, 1 star, 1 not, and it looks pretty cool, as you see. But I ended up dumping the money and getting that, and I didn't get a tour guide, but I ended up getting a lot of good staples. But the tech choices for my side being 2 Trench Rolls, 2 Different Dimension Slices, and 2 Different Dimension Grounds is the grounds are to tap the inherent splashes, not the inherent splashes, but the chainable removal card, unless in case they get rid of my Dimensional Fissure, I have something to chain to so I can gets rid of monsters in the grave that would go to grave and activate in grave. And also stalls out in sectors just a little bit as far as their if they were to start sending sectors to the graveyard, you can only say okay, stop there, and then they would go remove from play pile, and then you have to bring out Levier in order to actually start getting the chain back up, so it gives you a turn for response. The Dimension Slice is actually a unique tech choice because of the way it works. When a monster is special summoned to your side of the field, target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, banish that target. If the summon is an XYZ monster, you can activate this turn. This card was set. So this card is decent if I can get XYZs out, and it just banishes it off the target. But for now, until I get the other support, it's an alright. It's one of those cards I'm going to be playing with, but I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to keep it in there. But the reason why I did the Torrential Tributes is, again, I wanted to get the Phoenix Chains ×2 in there and not kill the changes appearances ×2, because I like the inherent fact that they can go rabbit, activate effect, okay, in response to you summoning rabbit, banish that and the other 2 targets, or tour guide, and it hurts their deck as far as being able to spam the Lagiadolka on the first turn, or getting the frickin' Levier, or not Levier, but a Troll Golem, or Zemains, there we go, I couldn't think of it off the top of my head. And then the other tech choice that a lot of people question me for is the 1 double edge and then the 1 spirit. I still use spirit. I use them at 1. I used to use them at 2. I use them at 1 now. 2 ended up being a dead draw, but 1 proves to be just sufficient enough to keep a big monster alive, like a Shien, or if you were to just have him and Grandmaster can usually get up and over something with him, and then it gives you your +1 to draw into something better. Double-edged sword technique. A lot of people have been freaking off and on about not using this card. I'm going to go back to trying to use it and seeing if it gives me a little bit more splash than what I needed. I was originally running 2 Kagekis, and then I ended up saying no to the Kageki in the main deck, 2 Kagekis in the main deck, and I just took it down to 1, and this was the replacement for the Kageki. And then I was also running Anishi main decked, but due to the fact that I wanted to get the to keep the Chain Disappearances and the Phoenix Chains and Drat, I forgot the other card. I think it was, nope, never mind. I kind of weeded it out to where I kept a lot of majority of my bulk cards the same. Kept my Dojo at 2, my Asceticism at 2, and that's just for the fact that I didn't want to dead draw into them, because I do not run Squire, and I refuse to run Squire. But this is my deck YouTube, and I hope you enjoy. Subscribe. This is Thurcon117. Enjoy.